You gonna have it?
25.
How much? 25. 25 once? Okay. 25 twice?
30.
30.
35.
35 once? 40.
50.
50 once. 50 twice. Sold for 50. Thank you. So anyways, does your mom make you do your brother's laundry? Guess why that is?
Yep. I wonder why.
Your brother's socks are crusty.
No, I think
Okay. Apparently, he's sure that's Did you take care of brother's garbage?
no, I do that.
Do you? You take care of the garbage. The other thing was from sure. Your son does voluntarily. Why? Question. Teenage boy voluntarily do chores. Perhaps he is ashamed of the fact that he goes through 3 boxes of Kleenex every week. Tell me, do you buy like the shitty toilet paper rolls that are like, you know, the industrial stuff? Or do you get that sweet double ply Cottonelle? Yeah. That's not just for wiping. No, he said to her earlier. No, it's because I have allergies. In January? Yeah, it's the air heater vent.
Dust.
But I never hear you sneezing. I sneeze at night a lot. And what about this bottle of almond oil? I have dry skin. But you've never cared about your skin before. Yeah, I just started carrying skin cracks if I don't. Yeah. Yeah, why are they both by the computer? Well, I sit by the computer a lot, so that's where I sneeze. And where I notice my hands are cracking. Oh, okay, she said. Then she came here. Your brother's garbage. Anytime you go into his room, don't look at his garbage. You know what you'll see? Watered up tissue. You know what's in that tissue?
I really don't want to.
He's not denying it either.
At this point, you can only dig deeper.
That's the last one. And I also got the
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, this may be news to your sister. But your mom, she knew. Always knew.
My dad commented one day so you could hear it.
Guess what?
The board.
Right. Your dad wasn't surprised because he did that when he was a teenager. I mean, he didn't have the internet, he had Playboy or whatever, but yeah. Your dad cranked at 20 when he was a teenager. He was like, oh, our son's 14. Honey, when you clean his room, don't lift the mattress. Why not? Or maybe she knew already, we don't know. Or maybe she was like, so I had a buddy whose mom was like only child or only girls in the house. And she got really uptight. She was like, honey, I found pornographic magazines under our son's bed. And his dad went, uh-huh. And she went, disgusting. And he went, you realize he's like 16, right? Yeah. You didn't have brothers. Okay, so like his mom was super exercised about this for like days or weeks or whatever, and finally his dad talked her down, but he talked her down a little too far. He's like, look, honey, it's natural, like he has boners pretty much 24/7 between the ages of 14 and like 19 or whatever. Like, there's a reason he doesn't wear boxer shorts anymore. Like, there's a reason he only wears sweatpants at home or in gym class. Like, and boners are that reason. And she's like, okay. And he's like, so, sexual release thing is like he is gonna wank. Like there's no, oh man, there's some hilarious anti-wank crosses they sell on the internet for like really weird ass parents. Like he can't touch himself and make Jesus cry. It's like straps for the feet, straps for the head, straps for the hands. So if he gets a boner, he can't touch himself. Yeah, that's not gonna make any kinks happen. The number of Christians I know who have the most fucked up intent bondage slash domination slash like spank me sort of fantasies, like those are pretty common among everyone. Something like 40-something+% of women have rape fantasies. That's not because women like rape. That's because women like the idea of being so attractive to their mate of choice that their mate loses control because of that attractiveness. There's a sense of power, etc., etc., etc. But literally more than a third of women have specifically rape fantasies. Like most of all the rest of them, like 80-90%, have fantasies about in some way being overpowered, like bondage, restriction, that sort of thing. Oh, she's gone. Let her know it's in her.
Just kept going on and on and on. She just
Let her know that's in her future. Where was I going with the bondage fantasy?
I think that's what
Go without me.
She's back.
I don't know. Like ask Jenny. I'm sort of not in charge of shit anymore. I'm taking them to the. I'll take you guys out, like back to the hotel or something if I'm still driving. But if like I'm here until we're done selling this, she shouldn't have scheduled me to start at 2:30. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I'm just telling a lot of funny stories. Anyways, I was explaining how the odds are really good statistically. You're either going to have rape fantasies or bondage fantasies. That's not wrong and evil. It's because your brain is going to be like, I want my mate of choice to be so overpowered by my beauty that he just loses control. So don't feel bad, because women like often feel ashamed and they don't want to talk about it. But most women like deal with that because of brain chemistry. So don't worry about it. Just like be really careful about how you exercise it outside of private fantasies. Advice for me. But Christians get this whole God hates fucking. Never put your dick in anything. Restraint. And then they'll leave their Christian environment and they'll go to a non-Christian environment where chicks are flopping their titties around in little bitty bits of fluff and they're like, hey, I want to fuck you. And they're like, I'm not supposed to, but I really want to fuck. And so most of them, they'll be like, eventually they're like, that's like the third time and I really want to fuck, oh yeah, whatever, right? And they'll fuck, and then they'll find out the world doesn't fucking end when you fuck. And they were told the world fucking ends when you fuck. You can only, especially if you're a girl, if you weren't a virgin, when you get married, you're going to hell. If you ever have sex with anybody except the guy you get married to, holy fuck, no one will ever want you. You'll be dirty forever. You're going to hell. No fucking. And then they'll fuck. And they'll be like, oh, it was just sex. I mean, sex is beautiful, wonderful, yeah. They're like, well, I don't feel, I mean, it's sore, but I had a lot of fun. And the next day they'll be like, go to school, go to work, and like, huh. Nobody's looking at me like I have a big A branded on my forehead, that's all. And after a week or two, they'll be like, oh, turns out fucking is just fucking. And then, holy shit, and same thing with dudes, right? And they'd be like, oh, let's fuck. Let's really fuck. And like, the reason the whole Catholic schoolgirl thing is a thing is because they spend all that time being told no, and then they finally decide yes, and then they're like, I missed out like 5 years of horny adolescence fucking? For what? Fuck this, I'm making up for lost time. And then they fuck a lot, and that's where the whole naughty schoolgirl thing comes from, because it's kind of true. So the point is, Christianity, especially North American Christianity, has this obsession with sex, where it's like, no, the only sex you can have, which, okay, morally, okay, only have sex with the person you get married to, but understand the context. In the context, the biblical context was, hey, you're 14, you just had your first period, which means you're fertile, which means that there's a lot of social pressure to get married because you are not helping out in the fields, and if you get married, then your husband can take care of you and kids and continuing on the, humanity, and that's great. Let's get you married at 14, 15, 16. Like, not universally, they waited longer than that, but. So they were getting married in adolescence or after adolescence, like young, right? And they weren't 25 when they were getting married. They weren't 21 when they weren't 18 when they were getting married. Well, some people were, right? But like Mary, Mary, the mother of Jesus, was engaged by, according to the best accounts, like she was like 14.